So hi everyone and welcome back to my channel and a monthly or recent favourites video. So if you want to see the things that I've been loving recently, then keep watching. I did another one of these more recently and I hadn't done them for a while and everyone seemed to really enjoy it, and to be honest I really enjoy it because you know, like when you're chatting to your mates and you're like, oh my god, you've got to try that, or they recommend something to you. It's such a nice feeling to like share things with people that you're loving and like pass that on. So I am back today with a varied collection of things. I'm going to start with homeware, because I've got two homeware favourites and I just love them. There's only two, they're not like, to be honest, they're a bit boring, or at least one of them is, but really excited me. So as you know, our house flooded, god, it was ages ago now. It was the half term. That's how long it has been, and it is such a drawn out process going back and forth with insurance companies, and we are finally getting somewhere, but it's like getting blood from a stone. But in a way it's probably worked out for the best, because I think doing all the repairs while the kids were off would have been slightly problematic, and it looks like it's probably going to be more towards September time. But as a result of the flooding, it obviously spread through this whole kitchen space because it is open plan, and then it slightly angled down this way and it went into the utility room and towards like the doors. And in our utility room we had this lovely like straw giant washing basket, and I loved it and it was great and you could fit so much in it. But I hadn't realised that the underneath of it, even though it had gotten wet and I'd left it outside for a bit, it's still gone mouldy, like black. And even though like I know dirty clothes are going in it, but you know when you're like, I don't really know if I want that in my house, especially in a room where everything's meant to be getting cleaner, not dirtier. So we've been putting up with just using like the plastic laundry baskets that I used to carry stuff up and downstairs and collect from the line and stuff, but I knew I wanted something a bit more like permanent. This is a really shit way to show you that, I appreciate this. But I found this one on Matalan, and there's a few reasons why I chose it. The first things first is aesthetically, and I will show a clip. It's very, very fitting with the kind of style that I like. I love that little wooden handles. It's got a metal frame. This canvas material is removable, so you can wash that too. But what I really liked, that it was on wheels. So that A means it's not touching the floor because I'm paranoid about water leaking now. But also the wheels mean you can like roll it around and move it around. So we have it in front of these big sort of like large, it's like a big large games and craft cupboard. It's like kind of floor to almost ceiling, and obviously we like moved them out of the way to open the cupboard, or I'd drag the old washing basket across the floor to in front of the washing machine and I'd unload it that way. Whereas these make it so much easier because I just wheel them. And now I started with one, and I would say it fits in a load perfectly, but now I have two. So I've got one for like bright colour clothes and darker clothes, things like that, and then one for like slightly lighter clothes. Now don't get me wrong, like I mix colours and stuff, and I use colour catchers. I've worked with them recently actually, so I'm not too strict, but it does help me kind of organise my washes a bit better, because previous to that I just had that giant one and everything went in. So this is, I don't know, it's just really satisfied me, and they were £23 each, which, considering the size of them, they're quite an ample size, and the look of them, like some of the ones I was looking at like IKEA, and they were like 60 quid, and I know that I've spent £46 on two, but for the amount now that I've got and how like functional they are, I just really recommend them. So they're Matalan. Did you know anyone could talk about laundry baskets for that amount of time? Because I didn't, to be honest. I think I might have broken a world record there. And then the next item, everybody kind of went wild for. I spotted this, I think it was on TikTok or Instagram or somewhere, and I bought it. It took a while to arrive. I'm just going to unplug it now. But it's a little lamp, and you can recharge it. And if you know my style, it is just right up my street, and it's just come on again. The only problem is it's quite light outside today. It's not going to really show true to form. Now I have another one over there that you can probably see like glowing in the background, and I bought a second one because they are so functional. And there are a few parts of my house where like I would love a lamp or a bit of extra light to add like a bit of cozy ambiance. You know me, I like cozy. Cozy's my aesthetic. These are perfect because you basically charge them with a USB, and then there's a little knob here, and you press it and it comes on with like a, I wish I could show you in more detail, comes on with like a warm shade, then it goes to a cool toned, you should be able to see that a bit better, and then kind of like a neutral, which is like a mix of the two. You can actually see the lights inside like a mix of the two there, and it's so classy but has like modern functionality that I really, really like. The price varies, so I think the seller cartons on to when people are buying more and hikes the price up, which is just not fair. But I will leave the link down below, but keep an eye out and just see if it drops. And there was a £5 voucher when I bought my second one, and I think I got it for just under £17. And considering like I can move this anywhere, because I've got a little table in between our tea sofas in this room that it would be really nice on, you know, in the evenings when it gets a bit darker. And equally I can put it on the windowsill in our living room, next to the best spot on the sofa there, or it could go like in Ferry's bedroom. But they're just so flexible, and I just thought while the offer was on, I'd buy a second, and I'm obsessed. They have a couple of different designs, but I kind of like this scalloped fluted one. Really, really pretty, really good value, just great, absolutely great. Now next thing that I'm going to move on to are like homey bits, but more like scents, because you know I love my smells. And the first one I have to share. So there's a company called the Little Spanish Cleaning Company. This is a Spanish product, so if you are a Spanish viewer, you are probably familiar with this already. It is stunning. It is like a room fabric spray, and the scent of it is basically Sarah Jessica Parker's lovely perfume, which I feel like if you're a similar age to me, it kind of had a thing amongst teenage, early 20s girls at the time it came out, because it was affordable and it had Sarah Jessica Parker's name on it. So it was a bit like, oh, Sex and the City. That kind of vibe. And I had it, and I actually have a bottle anyway, because it's one that, like, you know those smells where it just takes you back to a different time in your life, and I find like that's why I like scents so much, because they transport me to different parts of my life. And like Marc Jacobs Daisy is probably my signature scent, because I started wearing that when we decided that we wanted to call Daisy Daisy, and it's the one I wore on our wedding days. Every time I smell it now, I have these flashbacks of like having younger children and our wedding day. And then I've just got other scents like that, and Sarah Jessica Parker Lovely is one of them. This is just stunning. It's called Acevi Ambientador Brisa, I think it is, that's how you say it, don't know. My Spanish is non-existent, but it is so pretty. So if you can get your hands on it, it makes your home smell beautiful. Honestly, it's so nice. I love it. I'm obsessed. I've not even had it too long, and we're down to here, so that's how much I love the spray. Then next, this company came up to me, not personally, they came up on my TikTok, and I was like, oh my god, I have to get that, because the Barbie movie, which by the way I've seen, but I'll talk about that later because it is one of my faves. And I saw this set and I thought I've got to get that, because it's Barbie time and I need my house to smell like a Barbie's house. Barbie dream house, in fact. This is what this place is to me, my dream house. I love it here. I don't think I'd ever move. So this set, I saw it, loved it, bought it, and then immediately I was obsessed. So first things first, it's a cardboard packaging, so there's no plastic. It's all beautifully designed. It's all like, the attention to detail is stunning. You get all of these for, I think it was £15, so that is 25 wax melts. There are different scents: Dream House, Barbie Mobile, or Mobile, yeah, Barbie, Malibu Beach, and Ken. My favourite is probably Barbie. I just want to sing the soundtrack now, but it looks like this. It's the bee. And it's like everything you think it would be, floral, pretty, girly. Oh yeah, and I like Dream House as well. Oh, that's really nice. And Ken is actually really cute as well. Ken is more like cuddly, which is ironic really, but they're just so well made. And so I placed another order and I tagged the lady, I think it was on my Instagram and my TikTok, and she messaged me and she was like, thank you so much, because of you sharing, I've had like a huge influx of orders and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. So like with your next order, if next you ordered again, I want to send you a couple more bits. And I was like, oh, you don't need to do that, but she did. She sent me like a Harry Potter set and a Sol de Janeiro set, and I've also ordered the autumn one that she's released, because if I can, I like to support like small businesses or local businesses. Like for example, when we get flooring done or carpet, we always go to the local place where we live. It's that kind of thing, and they are just such amazing quality. Like the scent through of them is ridiculous. I have one burning right now. I've got Barbie burning right now, but I just thought I would share them because honestly I think they're great, and I keep purchasing them regardless of like whether or not she sent me extras, because I just think she's fab and she's so nice. I definitely recommend them, especially if you're in the Barbie mood like I am. Right, we need to whiz on now because I need to go and pick up the kids soon. Now I'm going to go on to a swift move onto another scent, which is a perfume. Obviously I've touched upon Sarah Jessica Parker Lovely. If you've never smelled it before, definitely recommend. But this is a Zara perfume. This is Wonder Rose. It doesn't look like much in the bottle, but they are so affordable. I swear this is like, how many mil is this? It's worn off a little bit. It's got to be at least 50. That it's quite a big bottle, isn't it? Wonder Rose, really pretty. I've got it on today actually. Their scents, if you're in a pickle, you're in a budget, you're maybe looking to get a scent for a teen, maybe like pre-teen moving into teen, I would really, really recommend, because I think they're fab. I love Zara. Sizing isn't great. I think they could really work on that, to be honest. And sometimes the pricing is a bit iffy, but the perfume, really, really, really good. Really recommend that. So I just had to give her an honourable mention because I was wearing it today and I was like, I'm going to include this because it's so affordable. I swear it was about £15 and I pick it up quite a lot. Sorry, I had to just make some more room on my memory card then. Next up, we are going to go on about this, which is the Colourwell Dream Coat, which I'm sure you've all heard about by now. I reluctantly purchased it. It's meant to magically transform texture and it has amazing humidity proofing powers. Now, I have quite fine hair, but a lot of it, as they say, and it's very silky, but that's only after the first wash, because immediately afterwards my hair will go fluffy, almost static, whereas this, honestly, it makes it like, it's almost like it's not even real. It's so shiny. Daisy's hair loves it with her curls as well, really, really loves it. And it almost has like a waterproof element. You'll have seen videos and stuff where they do a test and the water literally glides off it. So I feel like it prolongs my hair in between washes, because I can still get like a nice look without having to go, I'm gonna have to wash it because it's starting to look like a mess. What I will say though, if you have finer hair, excuse that crow, I've got the back doors open, don't overdo it. And I would personally avoid this section and this section here, because it kind of, it's so moisturizing almost that it can maybe weigh these sections down. And if you're a bit like me, like when I was on my antidepressants on like a much higher dose, regularly taking them, I would sweat a lot more. I am so pleased to report that that symptom has now faded. It's very warm today and I am not glossy in the slightest. And wow, I feel like a human again, let me tell you. But yeah, that's the only suggestion I would give. Like, don't go too heavy here. Work on like the back of your head, this kind of length in particular here. But all hair types seem to love it, and it lasts a very, very long time as well, because you don't need to do it every wash. You can do it every few washes, and the coating that it gives your hair lasts quite a long time. Next up, an oldie but a goodie, Ekin Sue's Be Perfect Radiant glow thing. I stopped using it for a bit. I think that sometimes, especially with what I do, sometimes I'll get like PR packages through the post where you try new products, so you put some stuff down and you move on and try something else. And I tried it again the other day because I was kind of like in a mood with my makeup. I was hormonal and I was due on, and you know when you just hate the way you look, and I was like, what did I used to wear where I like my makeup there and here? And I remember loving this, so I've been putting this on again underneath my foundation. Whatever foundation I wear, really, I just seem to really love the effect, and it's really worth the hype. Some people just overhype products, and I've bought things and I'm like, I don't get it, but this I really get, so I really rate that. I have medium, which is 03, and you can just kind of see, like, I have like a glow, but I'm not like, oh, I'm melting, if you know what I mean. Another thing that I've been really enjoying, I've never tried this one before, it's the Louise Cherie gripping primer. I've got the XXL. I've tried the glowy one and the avocado one. Avocado one is my favorite next to this, but this is really good in warmer weather because it's almost tacky, and it's bright red when you first put it on your face, and then it like blends down into nothing, so don't worry about any undertones or anything like that. But this is really good, especially if you have oily skin. I think that would be really useful for you. However, I didn't get on with the setting mist of this. The setting mist seems to do the opposite for me and make me shinier, plus I didn't like the cherry smell of the setting mist, whereas I do really like that. And then 2 other makeup items and 1 skincare one before I do my last favourite, or my last 2, is the HMB Cosmetics Soft Focus Airbrush Concealer. I'm actually using the foundation of this at the moment. I have the shade SF3W. It's as good as they say. It's really full coverage. You don't need a lot at all. And I'm having a good skin day at the moment because I'm out of the period stage now, but I just feel like the coverage it gives me, I'm really happy with. So that is fantastic, and again, relatively affordable, and I feel like it gives you luxury results, but for a more of a drugstore, higher end drugstore price point. So definitely try that. And then, do you remember when I used to be obsessed with these? You know how I was saying that I was looking back at makeup that I really liked on me and trying to like make myself feel good again? NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, Stockholm. Why did I ever stop wearing that? I'm wearing it today. It's love at first sight. It's like we're rekindled lovers and we've stumbled into each other's paths again, and we're like, oh my god, I missed you so much. And it's really good, and they're so affordable. And I also love Zurich. I say this a million times. Amsterdam's really nice as well if you want like a pinky red. I'm still on the search for the red lipstick for the autumn winter months. I don't feel like I suit red. I think I'm a pink girl. But if you have any suggestions for someone with a similar colouring to me, paler eyes, I've got like light green eyes, warmer complexion, tan quite well, let me know, because I can't find one that I like. And then finally, I have got the Skin and Me Daily Defense Oil-Free SPF 50 Sun Cream. Now, obviously, I've worked with them before. This was sent to me as a PR package. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But yeah, I've been using this for about a week now. Under makeup, on its own. I wore it on its own yesterday with some moisturiser. I really like it. It doesn't break me out because I will know within like days if it's going to be problematic for my skin. And yeah, Skin and Me is the brand that kind of got me back into skincare again, and now I'm trying things all the time. I'm trying to like work out my holy grail and learn more. It's made me really passionate, and obviously this was sent to me. I don't have to share it though, but I just thought if you're in the market for one, you want to try one out, this is really good. Really like that one. And then finally, 2 things I want to talk about really quickly. Obviously the Barbie movie, and the Barbie movie soundtrack is great. When I first started watching it, I was like, okay, everybody's raving about this and I'm not quite getting it, because it starts in quite a, like, you'll know what I mean when you see it, and or if you have seen it, you know exactly what I mean. You start watching it and you're like, what the fuck? But the messaging behind it, especially America Ferrera's speech, it made me cry. There were girls sat next to me who were in their early 20s, I would have guessed. They cried. Mark loved it, and I really want to watch it with Daisy. I was worried about whether or not she would understand it at the age of 7, or whether or not like there'd be levels of inappropriateness. And like there is some like, I personally think you know your child, and I feel like on reflection, Daisy probably would have understood it quite well. And I thought it was quite powerful to watch. I don't want to ruin it at all, but I would definitely say go and see it. And yeah, I just thought it was a really clever way of tapping into women's feelings and emotions and validating them. And it also kind of took me back to being a young girl and realising that even though we've come so far and we are very progressive, there's still a lot that young Charlotte has endured as a result of being a woman, in the same way that I'm sure a lot of us have. And it makes me realise we've still got a long way to go. But I really, really enjoyed that. And then the second thing that we're halfway through, or maybe 5 episodes in, something like that, is Hijack. Now, I'm sometimes reluctant recommending things that are on too many different like screening services, but this is on Apple TV, which I have as part of like what I subscribe to anyway for other Apple services I use, because I'm a big Apple user and I use it for work. But we're really, really enjoying that, and I didn't think I would because I'm quite a nervous flyer. But it's been fascinating to watch so far. I'm really, really looking forward to the ending, and yeah, it's really worth a watch. But I best go, you know. I really best go, but I hope you enjoyed that anyway, and I will hopefully see you all very, very soon as well. I'm off on holiday to Wales just for a few days with the family and the dog next week, which will be lovely. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, actually. Really looking forward to it. It's nice to not have to be on my own. When Mark is off, he's got every Monday off, and then like this week, like next week coming, it's just a lot easier to parent, isn't it now? And there's like 2 of you and 3 of them, as opposed to 1 of you and 3 of them, and a dog and 2 cats and 3 rats. But you know, it's my bed and I'm lying in it. But yeah, rest of your day, and I'll hopefully see you all very, very soon.